Welcome back. This time I'm having a look at Starfield, Bethesda's latest entry and first new IP in many years, so it's a big deal. To get it out of the way, yes, it's a very typical Bethesda game, so if you've played any of the previous titles, then you already have a good idea of what to expect, but in space. Starting you off as an O1 in a mining facility, it's not long before you unearth an odd artifact that gives you strange visions when touched. And then you're off to the races. Almost instantly you're contacted by a member of an explorers group called Constellation, who want you to join them and help find the rest of the artifacts. Attacked by pirates and given a free spaceship. From here on in, it's up to you what you do and where you go, including, but not limited to, joining factions like pirates or security forces, building and customizing your spaceship, scanning worlds for resources and mining them, building outposts, research and modifying your armor and guns, stealing all the potatoes in the universe and put them in a crater on the moon, or just being a total knob and space menace, stealing ships and looting everything in sight and ignoring all of the above. It's up to you. You can ignore the main story quests and just go on jaunts for other strangers. Finding coordinates to mysterious outposts and the likes is not uncommon, and can lead to some amazing adventures, so it's worth looking around, reading things, speaking to NPCs, and even hailing other ships can lead to some new quests. And yeah, I know, it all sounds so rosy so far and probably sounds very familiar to say Skyrim in approach. Starfield is no exception in that a random conversation can lead you going on a side quest that lasts hours. Are these all made equally? No, not at all. Some are sketchy and rather boring. One had me fight some mercenaries and then go into space and fight the fleet and then back to the planet and fight their invasion, then back to Spain. You get it, right? It was laborious. Luckily, this was the exception, rather than the rule. Of course, you have companions, and they too will drum up quests for you. As I'm more of a go-around causing problems, shoot-first kind of player, I tended to have Vasco, the robot, as my companion, as he doesn't constantly want a word with me and overshare his personal issues, though he's a big lad and quite often gets in your way during firefights, while not being much help himself. Not sure if you can romance him either, though. I'm not quite sure how that would work. Combat in space and on land is probably the best of experience from Bethesda. The game also allows first or third person for either. I really appreciate that in any game. Upgrading your weapons is simple enough, and the game isn't shy about handing out new guns and loot. And your ship upgrades are also easy enough to acquire at the spaceports as long as you've got the credits. This is supported by the skill systems, which allow you to specialise in all manner of things, from ship combat, being able to pilot higher class ships, medical research, pickpocketing, or to simply do more damage with a shotgun. These all have criteria to be met, so say kill 50 things with a shotgun to get to the next tier of that skill. It's by no means complex, but it does allow you to focus on what you want to be, and they do make a huge difference to gameplay. Having the ship targeting upgraded so you can employ a VAT style approach from Fallout to focus on a ship's engines, for example, is great, and that means you can leave an enemy ship unable to move and board it and even steal it as your own. There are some problems, however, and they must be mentioned. Performance on the PC is not consistent, especially in certain areas. Frame rate dips are common. Graphically, it flip-flops from outstanding to quite dull and drab in some areas. As of recording this, DLSS is not in place, though there are mods for it, and they're adding it officially in a future update. Map systems are just totally awful, as are the accessibility options. Again, apparently future updates will address this. And there are a lot of loading screens between transitions. This isn't a seamless game like No Man's Sky, though I got used to it personally. This is a space adventure I've wanted since I was a kid, playing Elite on the BBC or Captain Blood on the Commodore 64. It's something me and my friends would dream about back in the 80s. What if you could board and steal on the ship? What if you could go to the moon and build a base on it? And though yes, it's not a seamless experience, it does fulfill pretty much every spacefaring fantasy you could imagine. And it's wonderful. Cheers.
Alright, take it easy. Just take the cargo and leave us in peace.